Welcome to this short lecture on cultivating an invincible mindset to tackle the world with. So, this concept hit me like a ton of bricks. It sounds simple, but if you master it and understand it truly, it will completely change your life. It's a bold statement, but I really mean that. I'm going to split things into the external and internal. When we face stress, it's in response, almost always, it has to be, to a stressful situation, even if that situation doesn't exist yet and it's in the future. But nevertheless, we outsource, we blame our internal suffering on external environments. Examples: having a project for work and your boss doesn't like it. Okay, that's your boss and the work. Does it have anything to do with your internal world? No. You get rejected by a girl you like or a guy you like. Does it have anything to do with internally you? That's them. That's a situation. You send a cold email or you go door to door in a sale. The person shuts the door in your face. The email doesn't get answered. Email, door, person's answer. Where's you in that? What I'm trying to make you see is that any external stressful situation can only become suffering once you internally choose to make it so. Imagine your mind as the barricade between the external world and you. Let's use the example of, let's say, someone ghosting you. Go on a date, they ghost you. Externally, girl, guy, text, not answered. The external world is neutral. It just is. That's the beauty of Buddhism. It teaches you things just are, they just exist as they are. Your mental perception of it, the stories you create to analyze it, is what creates your internal reality. So, what creates the suffering isn't a text that says delivered, it's your perception of the text that's delivered. It is the internal way of viewing it that says, I'm not enough, I'm ugly, this person doesn't like me because of XYZ. Those are your internal perceptions based on an external situation. Why I'm making that split is that you have a choice internally to hurt yourself, right? You know, some Buddhists will say that the external has no ability to hurt you. It's true to some degree, but it's almost impossible to get there. My perception is, or my take is, are you going to add to the blows that the situation already caused? Your text didn't get answered. That hurt. Okay? Or are you going to internally add to the fire by chastising yourself? That's the line. My point is, your job in this reality is to constantly choose and create internal responses to external stimuli that stress you out to cause peace within. That's the work of this reality. Your challenge in this lifetime is to master your internal dialogue to fortify yourself against the madness of the external world. That's the work, that's the job. So whenever you feel stress from the external, whenever you feel that, go into your mind and speak to yourself honestly and say, what's the best way I can intellectually analyze this to lead to the most peace? That's all it is. That's the game of this reality. I think those who have a truly rigid, tough, beautiful mindset, who can handle anything, have mastered that. They've mastered their internal ability to ward off the external destruction. We cannot control the external. I can't control if a girl likes me or not. I can't control that. I can't control whether this video does well. I can't control how many views it gets. I can't. What I can control, and the only thing I control in this reality, literally the only thing I can control, is my mind. I can't choose the automatic thoughts that come up, right? You know, I'm going to have thoughts. I'm going to say, okay, this video only got X views. I can choose the next thought, though. I can choose the next thought. I can choose my train of thought. I can't choose every thought. I can choose the next thought and my train of thought. Understand that. Repeat it to yourself. Okay? Negative thought comes up based on the external. Replace positive, helpful, useful. Change the train of thought. Change the direction. Water the part of your mind that's going to lead to beauty, lead to flowers. That's the work. So, most people will leave you there. They'd say, it's all in your thoughts, it's all in your mind. However, I understand trauma in the body as well as I understand the mind. The truth is, you're going to feel a certain way. Just you thinking differently, positively, right? You thinking that, that bitch, I'm the shit, she don't matter. That works for some, and kudos to them. What doesn't work is you denying how you feel. If you can just have a better thought and leave it there, and your mind and your body follow, great. Most of the time, you'll have negative feelings in your body. You have to learn how to handle that too. And the way to handle that Buddhism also shows, thankfully, is can you feel the sensation and tolerate it and be with it without needing to distract yourself with destructive thoughts, right? Because there's a difference between feeling a trigger, right? Rejection trigger. It's my stomach. I feel it. It's then my choice to allow that trigger to destroy my mind, right? And what's helpful is feeling in that moment, okay, if it's rejection, at what point in my life did I feel the most rejected? The way you thought in that moment and the way you thought in moments like that from the past is a pattern, a thinking pattern you created to protect yourself from that feeling over time. So that historical way of thinking, whether it be destructive or not, will come back in the present moment every time. And most of the time, it'll add to the feeling. So, to illustrate my point, external stress, rejection. Internally, you feel the rejection, but are you going to let that make your mind go against you? That's the trick. Can you feel a trigger, a negative feeling, without letting your mind turn against you? Because think about any time you've had a bad feeling. Anxiety, depression, anger, frustration, lust in like a negative way. Have you truly allowed yourself to feel it without your mind adding to it? Right? When you're angry, you're thinking, fuck that person, I'm better than da-da-da-da. That's a story, right? Can you feel at the story? And when you actually do that, the stories are basically you going to your head because you're too scared to feel the feeling. That's how we create stories to match the feeling. It's an egoistic mechanism to protect ourselves from feeling the hurt. Once you actually feel the sensation internally, and you have your back in your mind, and you love yourself for it, and you go inside, you remove the external. You remove the situation that caused it, and you go into your body, and you feel the feeling, and you have your own back. I love you. You got this. You can feel this. You're going to be better. It's okay. That's the game. This game, this reality, is just this. Everything's internal, right? Everything. Even, it sounds insane, even sex. When you have sex with someone, you're basically just rubbing up, you're creating friction for your own genitals to feel something internally. Like, even the most physical, connected thing we do in reality is still internal. You're just causing friction with the external to create an internal reaction. That's a metaphor for life. Reality is you causing friction with reality, with stress, with rejection, to see how you internally react. And the work in this life is mastering internal reactions to where you're free, to where you don't let anything outside of you affect your own perception of self. Imagine if you get there. Imagine if you're at a point in life where you have your own back to the degree that nothing outside of you will dictate the way you view yourself. Imagine that. And it's possible. And it's possible through reacting, using this analogy with every external situation. What helps me is when an external situation is stressing me out, I immediately remember this concept. Am I going to let the external world that I have no control over hurt my internal kingdom, hurt my internal church, hurt my internal temple. I won't. Keep thinking about that. Am I going to let the world outside of me destroy the one thing I have control over? Don't let it do that. Always remember this. Always remember you have the power to change your perceptions, to lead to an internal reality where things are beautiful. Please like and subscribe if you benefited from this message. Leave a comment if you liked it. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch more content, please click this video right here and don't forget to subscribe right here. Thank you.